Hi guys, I'm kind of new to this, but I just felt need to create a channel to, if I can help one person by creating this channel, mark my words, then it's been worth it, really worth it. The topics that I touch on are illegal immigration, illegal immigrants, um, safety for our women and especially children. Um, so yeah, it's it's all important, and especially the behavior of schools towards our young children and what they're actually being taught about. Because you've got to remember, kids as young as 7, 8, 9, 10 upwards, their their brains are like sponges. They just absorb everything. And they then think this is right, this is normal, when it's absolutely not. But I'm going to touch on the safety of children in this video. Now, hopefully, you like the video, and bear with me because I'm not experienced at all. I just need to get the message over. Now, this is a personal account. My 13-year-old daughter last year, exactly in October, she was given a ride home to our house from her basketball training. And this was by a trainee basketball coach who she trusted, I trusted, because why wouldn't I? He's in a position of authority, so there was no reason to have alarm bells ringing, nothing. So he took her home, dropped her off at the house, but he was sitting outside our house with her in the car for exactly 17 minutes because I have a surveillance camera which records outside the house. And this is why we know this. So my daughter came in as usual, seemed normal, apart from she couldn't wait to go up to bed. When normally she would be buzzing after basketball, she would come in and have a sandwich, a drink, and talk about the basketball. But in this occasion, she didn't. She just went straight to bed. And I kind of thought, well, maybe she's tired, which is fine. So that was fine. And then the next morning, she came down for breakfast. Um, she didn't go to school that day. She came down round about 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. And she asked me for a hug, which you probably think, well, that's not a strange request. But when she actually hugged me, she hugged me really, really tight. And to the point, I mean, I'm not a small guy. She hugged me and hugged me, and my ribs were starting to be painful. And then she said, I have something I need to tell you. And my automatic reaction was, am I going after this person? Although I never said that. And her answer to me was, yes. So, as any father would do in a situation like that, I went mad, angry, fuming. I grabbed a baseball bat, whether right or wrong, threw it in the boot of my car, and drove off looking for this guy. Couldn't find him, obviously. I got his mobile number and I called the guy. And I told him, you need to go to the police and hold your hands up and explain exactly what you've done. If you don't do that, then you would be better leaving the town. Because at every angle, every corner, everything, I know everything about you. And everywhere you go, I will be on your shoulder. He unfortunately didn't take the advice, and to cut a long story short, eventually he was arrested early on a Sunday morning. He was taken into custody. He was interviewed. The CID, they charged him because they felt they had sufficient evidence. So they charged him. He was bailed, and he was told not to come anywhere near our address and to stay away from my daughter. So that was okay. Then we had various court appearances. I'm not going to go through the whole lot. We had various court appearances. And then the day, nearly a year after the assault, my daughter had to go to court. By video link, she gave evidence. And to be honest, she did amazingly well. Amazingly well for a now 14-year-old. She gave her testimony and she did it well. The sheriff actually found the guy guilty on all charges. But that particular day, there was no sentencing. So the sentencing came at a later date. So I attended the sentencing and we went through the particulars. And because the guy in question who assaulted my daughter had an exemplary police record prior, he evaded being locked up. And I can probably hear you all going, what? As I did. He received, for sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl at the time, 180 hours community service, listed on the sex offenders register, and told he would have to carry out a sex offenders course. Nothing else. Now, how can this be justice? There is absolutely no way this is justice. British justice, it's a joke. I stood up in court and I stated this. British justice, British bullshit more like. My daughter is now going through counselling, trauma counselling, and God only knows whatever else. But this guy is walking about in the same town like a free man. Now, in my eyes, for an offence sexually assaulting a minor, you have to go to prison. Nothing else. Nothing else. So we will fight. We will fight for justice. You mark my words, we will fight for justice because the government is complicit. The police are complicit. They don't care. And just so that everyone is aware, this gentleman that carried out the assault was a local, not a migrant. Now, we have enough deviants of our own in our country without shipping more of them into this country. It's not right. Why would you care more about illegal immigrants than your own people? You, mark my words, Great Britain, although there's nothing great about it right now, will rise, and we will rise together. And we will bring justice. If you like the video, subscribe, please. Ring the bell, like the video. Thank you so much. Good night.